Want to take a picture? I was gonna say cheese, but I can't show them say cheese.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Strange times.
Yeah.
Talk with your eyes now, huh?
It's bad timing for it.
You got to bring the deer. You're so lucky. Almost sorry. Look at picture of them.
Yeah, and unfortunately.
Maybe we should sit here because I think that's.
Get out.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, so I think I should sit.
Oh, you have to go up there. I got a picture of Andrea.
That's right.
They asked if we were.
I said,
Dad, guess what, when this is all over, and you're gonna be such a good boy, I have something for you. It's in my car. We'll give it to you. This band for us. This is good.
I was wondering right there. I figured someone might be listening.
You're welcome.
I was tempted to do that tonight.
You should see it. We went it down this morning.
Chocolate.
It will.
Chocolate.
Little shake.
What, honey?
Chocolate.
So.
You're joking. Because of the book about the animals going to the vet.
Oh,
Dr. Nice.
what about the one that we do?
And we have it. Maybe we have
Mark George. No, Mark George.
There's a cat in candy.
You are such a good boy. Yeah.
It's not that many. Just
How takes a bottle is a really good one. There's a bird on here.
Just tell them they come in, follow the and go this way.
Yeah, there's a bird on here.
Just tell them to come on your first time, if you have to, whatever, we got them.
They're in love.
That way it's in the back.
Yeah. I think love is good.
I think the birds are.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants a nest on there. No. talk after.
He's reading a book.
Oh, he's reading.
Don't go now.
You have to tell him what. Randy's got it for you later.
Maybe not.
I'm glad for that. One day too. Most likely. Hopefully they'll record it.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, get with her, find out, she's getting on with her. And I asked about all the judges down there, and else.
This is a wedding today?
Yeah. There's a chance of that. I was never told that. They just, so we're gonna do as soon as they get here, so we get here at 11:30. We're telling them right in, leave them out. Okay, yep. All rise. Circuit Court of Champaign County is now presiding. Tom Difanis, Judge presiding.
You may be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is an auspicious morning for a number of reasons. But the future of the courts in Champaign County begins today with the swearing in of Dyer, and it will continue as we welcome new judges to the bench as time goes on. Without further ado, Judge Rosenbaum has some introductory comments.
I think I'm a fair enough distance away from everybody, and this will allow you all to hear me better. Good morning. On behalf of the judiciary, I want to welcome you to this very happy occasion. With social distancing, we're limited in how many people can be here this morning. Without such restrictions, I'm sure our largest courtroom in the building would be standing room only for this wonderful day. I understand today we're live streaming this, so there may actually be a lot more people watching, so welcome to you online. There are two individuals who could not be here today, but would normally be here today. Justice Rita Garman of the Supreme Court and our Chief Judge of the Circuit, Carl Koritz. They regret not being here today, but send their best to Ben and to his family. Last week, I was asked to make a few comments about Ben, and it was an honor to be asked. I couldn't really think of anything negative to say about Ben. Everybody likes Ben. He's a pleasure to be around. I was, however, able to think of some very embarrassing stories about him. But this is not the appropriate time to say it. So afterwards, please stop me and I'll tell you. This is a unique time in our country and here locally. Everything that's going on with the pandemic and the social distancing affects all of us. In our neck of the woods at the courthouse, we've essentially been closed for most of our business for 2.5 months. It's serendipitous that on this day of our reopening to a new normal, we are swearing in a new judge who will be part of that new normal. For those of you who don't know, Ben was appointed by the Illinois Supreme Court, and it's a rare occasion that a first-time applicant be appointed. Justice Garman's screening committee and Justice Garman herself found Ben to be exceptionally well qualified to be a circuit court judge. And there's good reason for that. Ben Dyer is an exceptional person. He was raised in North Carolina, which resulted in his, still to this day, slight Southern accent, which is very charming to all, but in particular to juries. He attended Grinnell College in Iowa, where he graduated with honors, majoring in history. A little known fact is that he was an NCAA academic All-American in cross country and track. Being tall and thin, I assume, helped a bit. After college, he spent time in various jobs. He taught in Honduras for about a year, where his fluency in Spanish helped immensely. He also worked in the office of U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill of Missouri. And finally, he worked as an office manager in a law firm in Knoxville, Tennessee. After a few years in the real world, Ben decided to go to law school at the University of Chicago. And during that time, he interned at both the Cook County State's Attorney's Office and Cook County Public Defender's Office. After graduation, he worked for a law firm in Wisconsin doing mostly civil and appellate work. Then for a year, he clerked for the Honorable U.S. Magistrate Judge Young Kim, who I believe is here today. Welcome. At some point along the way, Ben met his soon-to-be wife, Katie. She was also a lawyer, and she received an offer to work in the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Urbana. So Ben, of course, followed along. He was looking for a job, and I, as chief public defender at the time, was looking to hire someone. So I met Ben in the fall of 2015, and I knew within minutes of meeting him, I was going to hire him. I didn't want to hire him at the moment. I didn't want to seem too desperate. So I said I'd call some references, including Judge Kim. Everybody said he was spectacular. I offered him the job, and fortunately, he accepted. And I got to know Ben very well in the public defender's office. There are two offices there that are apart from every other office. They're all alone, right next to the bathrooms, mine and Ben's office. We passed each other many, many times every single day, and we talk about work, life, and everything else. And I enjoyed our wonderful conversations. In the public defender's office, Ben handles some of the most difficult cases, such as abuse and neglect, felonies, and drug court. I think I speak for everyone who's ever worked with Ben. He is a consummate professional. He's on time, he's prepared, he knows the law, he's smart. He files appropriate motions, and he knows how to handle clients, which can be a difficult task. He works cooperatively and adversarially within the bounds of ethics with the prosecutors. He's respectful to all, and he is respected by all. Now, there are expectations when you become a judge, and the Illinois Supreme Court has a statement on expectations which say, in part, that judges must be accountable for those we serve. That accountability is reflected in a strong work ethic, a high level of judicial competence, and an unwavering devotion to the high office we hold. There are other expectations of being a judge, such as listening patiently, keeping an open mind, being impartial, putting aside personal opinions, and not being influenced by public opinion. And of course, one of the most difficult ones, you must explain all of your rulings in such a way that everyone understands. You must apply the law fairly to the facts, regardless of the outcome. And it's not an easy task at times. As Supreme Court Justice Anthony Scalia once noted, if you're going to be a good and faithful judge, you have to resign yourself to the fact that you're not always going to like the conclusions you reach. If you like them all the time, you're probably doing something wrong. The Illinois Supreme Court, and I believe every judge in this courtroom, believes that Ben will not only meet, but exceed these expectations. It will be a change going from lawyer to judge, and there's a lot to learn. But I believe that Ben has the skill and the talent to learn the job and to do it well. There's something else, though, that's almost more important than skill, which is learned, and that is having the right judicial temperament. And Ben was blessed with being born with the right temperament. Ben is patient and courteous, tactful and firm, understanding, compassionate, and humble. He's even-tempered, and he treats people with respect and dignity. On a personal note, Ben, it was a pleasure working with you in the Public Defender's Office, and I look forward to working with you as a judge. And I know every judge here looks forward to working with you as a colleague. Ben and I had a conversation a few days ago about there's a lot that he knows he doesn't know, but there's a lot of things he doesn't know. And we judges are here to help teach you, but frankly, you have things to teach us as well. Enjoy today, Ben. It only happens once in a lifetime. Congratulations on your selection as our newest circuit court judge, and congratulations also to your wife, Katie, your son, Ned, and your entire family. Congratulations, Ben. Supreme Court Justice William Brennan said the Constitution will endure as a vital charter of human liberty as long as there are those who have the courage to defend it and the vision to interpret it and the fidelity to live by it. And with those words, I will administer the oath of office. It's like looking in a mirror, isn't it? I, Ben Dyer,
I, Ben Dyer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Judge of the Circuit Court
the duties of Judge of the Circuit Court
of the 6th Judicial Circuit
of the 6th Judicial Circuit
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you. Well, after an introduction like that, I can hardly wait to hear what it is that I have to say. You might be expecting a speech, but I think what I really have to say is probably best characterized as just a litany of thank yous. I'm honored to be standing here. I'm profoundly grateful for this opportunity to serve this community, to serve the people of Illinois, and to serve the legal profession in general. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to Justice Rita Garman, the Illinois Supreme Court, and the Selection Committee for their trust and confidence. Next, I'm very grateful to the Champaign County Judiciary, from whom I have learned a great deal over the years, and I look forward to learning a great deal more from them. In addition to repeatedly denying my motions and overruling my objections, over the years, you have also inspired and motivated me. And in the special case of Judge Rosenbaum, hired me to work in this building in the first place. I also want to recognize Judge Ford, who is here. I am taking his seat. He has been very gracious and generous with his time, helping me get familiar with the workings of the office. I owe a special thanks to my compatriots in the Public Defender's Office, both past and present. That is a very hard job. It is often misunderstood, and it has been an honor to call you all colleagues. You have also inspired and motivated me, and I have relied upon you heavily for advice, perspective, courage, and consolation. I also want to thank many personal and professional mentors, especially U.S. Magistrate Judge Young Kim, who is here. I've benefited tremendously from his guidance as a boss, as a mentor, and now as a friend. I also want to thank the people of Champaign County who have been my clients for the last 5 years and who have trusted me with their legal representation in times of great stress and anxiety. In that position, I have met some amazing, bright, and kind people, and I have often met them during some of the worst and most uncertain times in their lives. It's been a lesson to me how resilient people can be and how every person has value, and it has been a great privilege of mine to be able to serve them. I also want to thank Julia Reitz and her assistants, the local police departments, the sheriff and his deputies for all their efforts, seen and unseen, to keep this community safe. Additionally, I would like to thank members of the local bar. I came down here with my wife, and she was the only person I knew when we drove into town. And I found that the local bar and the attorneys and legal community here has been amazingly welcoming to me. I would also like to express my gratitude to my family in North Carolina who could not be here today, my kin, as it were, Mom, Dad, Becky, Ryan, Annabelle, Elena, and baby Archer. I have the great fortune to have been raised by kind, curious, thoughtful people, and my values and outlook in life are the priceless inheritance of good parenting. Whew. All right. I also want to thank my parents-in-law, Martha and Austin Boyle, for coming down from Milwaukee. No slouches at parenting themselves. And of course, my wife and son, Ned. Hello, Ned, who is also here. Being married to Katie is actually pretty intimidating. And that's because she's the same person in private who she is in public. And that's kind, funny, thoughtful, cheerful, and so smart. She doesn't drop the ball and she doesn't complain. She's my best friend, my confidant, and there's absolutely no way I would be standing here without her. So last, I just, with all the thanking out of the way, I really just have a simple message about my new role. I will work as hard as I can to advance the fair and impartial administration of justice, whether you are rich or poor, powerful or meek, a lifelong resident of this county, or whether you just happen to get sued here. I believe in the dignity of every person, the importance of getting the law right, the necessity of applying it fairly, and in a spirit of humane concern. I will commit myself to this job fully, as a servant of the people, humbly and with much gratitude.
Before we adjourn, I then was neglected to say that the best trial advocacy advice I ever gave him, and he practiced in my courtroom for several years, don't lose the accent. And for those of you who noticed, it's the smiley face today. We'll be in recess. Thank you.
All rise.
Yeah.